Hey, yo, what's going down? You're on the recovery part.
What's up?
Let's talk about it. I'm just going to jump straight to it. Dopamine detox. Tell me what it is.
I think it's like when we use stuff like social media and just any distraction that's just an easy, quick, ooh. And it spikes our dopamine levels. And so we kind of build a tolerance to it. And we get like this high tolerance for dopamine. So anything that does not have as much dopamine in it, like reading or cleaning or just other things, adulting, it
Adulting. Boring.
it just feels not as fun. Nothing feels that fun anymore besides, scrolling through social media or playing video games or just any of those things.
So what's
So
the answer?
So the answer is to quit doing that to get your tolerance built, to get your tolerance down. And so we kind of tried it out. And
It was rough. It was rough. It was
yeah.
it was harder for me going into it. Like, I was down to do it, but that very next morning, as soon as I woke up, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it today. Like, I was just thinking of all the times in the day where I'd want to use my phone, and I was like kind of pre-planning all the reactions I would have to it, and I like freaked out. I was like having like a little mini freak out, kind of like thinking about being sober the rest of my life. Like, it just all hit me like, well, what about this? What about that? And but yeah, once I decided to just go with it, it wasn't that bad, but it was rough.
Yeah, for me, um I I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm just really good at restrictions. Um I I don't know, kind of just like with when I stopped using, it's just like, okay, I got to do this. And it was hard, but I just feel like that day and today, I felt like I was able to even unlock certain emotions.
Okay.
I was able to almost see things a little bit more, like the world looked a little bit more potent to me. It got to a
So did
point
you continue it today?
I okay, so we did this yesterday, right?
We did it Monday, so 2 days ago.
Okay. So yesterday I continued it for the most
Not
part.
me. I was right back on
I
yesterday.
did I did get
Not
my
even gonna
music
lie.
back. I got my music back. I mean, big time. Like yesterday, like I was like having an hour, 2 hour dance party in my living room to my music because I missed it so bad.
Did the
But
music sound like so much better?
oh my God, it really did. And I feel like I could feel it more. Like the feeling
Yeah.
that I got from it was a lot stronger. And
So
so,
I feel like we're getting a little ahead of it. Like, what we did music, no videos, no social media. Right? Was that it?
you said no video games, right?
Oh, I did no video games either. But that's not like a big thing. That's not like something I'm into all day. That was kind of like, and no TV. We did
Well,
allow
most
ourselves to
people
watch
are.
one show. Yeah, most people are. But for you, it was music. For me, it was YouTube because that just goes with a lot of my like autopilot intake when I'm cooking, eating, cleaning, downtime. You're a music fiend. And then just to throw in like no video games, no watching TV, besides the one show we wanted to specifically watch, which was nice. And it was a lot more potent to give ourselves that free time. No music in the car. So yeah, I mean, we went full on like nothing. Phone is phone and messages only. And yeah, no distractions. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there just to give a better idea of our struggle, you know.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of just have to jump into
No, we're good. We're good. So yeah, jump back into it. You get your music back. You have a fucking 2-hour dance party with your cats.
it.
Get
They're
it.
just looking at me like they're just judging me hard, but I didn't care.
Whoa, she is, because you're already like on 10. When
Yeah,
you like get into music, you are on 10. You were probably on like 100. Like the scale only goes to 10. This chick is on 100 right now. Like the cats are looking at you like, what are you doing? You are a freak. Yes.
100.
100. So yeah, I mean, I'll say like I loved, like I listened to a couple songs the next day on the way to work. Way better than any other music I listened to on the way to work. I wasn't like jumping out of my seat, but I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is nice. Because I went on like a good half-hour drive where maybe only half of it, because I made a phone call, was I riding in silence. But I mean, it's different. Your thoughts get a little squirrely. But and I wouldn't say I went ham with videos. I think I've watched 2 YouTube videos in the last 2 days, which is really, really good for me. Um, well, no, that's a lie. I listened to a few last night while I played my game. Um, but I noticed that I wasn't sitting there like zoning into them all day the last few days. So that's good. Um, I will say this on the beginning of yesterday. So like we did it on Monday, Tuesday morning when I woke up, I was way more in my head about using it. You know what I mean? Almost like that, damn, is it bad if I use this? So that's one downside I
Yeah.
didn't like. I was really in my head and almost guilting myself just for like listening to a song or a video. It didn't last long, but it was there. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't know if you experienced any of that or if you were just like right off to it, but
I did experience that. I did. Um, yeah, now that you mentioned that, that did happen. But I don't think I don't think I focused too much on it. I was just focusing on the appreciation of my ability to not, want to get on there like social media and stuff. But I had a full blown like spurt this morning though. I really did.
yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like Instagram and Reddit and
All the
iFunny.
things. I was so happy to get back on Reddit. That was my main thing. I'm already not a big Facebook person. And the day we were doing it, there were so many times like I normally don't give a shit about my Facebook notifications. I don't scroll too bad. And those little notification red symbols were calling me that day, like where I'm just like, I just want to see what that is. And then I found myself a couple times accidentally just opening it on impulse and then just quickly like getting rid of it. Like I just opened a porn site in front of my mom or something. I'm just like, oh God, dude, get out of here. And
Yeah, that happened to me
but yeah, I
too.
wasn't really eager for that. It was the music I think affected me the most, even though that's not what I used the most and cherished the most, like crave the most. That's what I missed the most. Just the music in the car. I do listen to music when I'm out, like taking a smoke break or something. I'm doing something, and that was I felt that.
So maybe that actually helps you realize what you miss the most. Maybe you didn't appreciate music before and now you do.
Maybe, yeah. I definitely miss my YouTube videos, and that's more of a distraction thing. Like I do enjoy the videos I watch, but a lot of times I'll watch videos that I could kind of take or leave. Like it's cool to watch it, but I'll survive if I don't. Like I don't want to just watch that, but I'll do it in the background of something else. So that's what I did notice is how much time I spend what I'll call multitasking, where I'm listening to videos while I play a game or while I eat, because the act of mainly cooking and eating is something I like to have some type of like secondary activity going on to kind of distract me enough where I don't feel bored or in a rush to complete, which I like that it makes me like not worry about how long it takes me to cook or something. But that feeling I get when I'm doing that without it is like a super rushy feeling. Like I'm like, I don't want to sit here and eat. I need to do something else too. Like watch a show or something, and that's something I do want to work on. And I don't need to get perfect at it, but I do want to work on that strong impulse part of it.
You know, it's really funny you just said that. So I'm like complete opposite. Well, no, I'm exactly the same, but with some opposite things. So that feeling of that you're feeling like you're rushed,
Mm-hmm.
I get that feeling constantly with eating, with cooking, with like anything that I'm doing that's, you know, like in between type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except I don't have that distraction. I don't, I just kind of deal with it. So, yeah, I'm like the opposite of that spectrum, but in like the same way. It's weird.
Or you're the same as me, you just haven't found my coping skill that I attach to it, which is endless YouTube videos.
Yeah, but maybe that's good because like you have the coping skill, which is better for you like to like enjoyment wise, but I don't have that coping skill, therefore maybe it's easier for me to get out of it.
Yeah, maybe. And I'll throw this in there because it's just like a thing I want to. I feel like it's the counter cure to my problem with eating while watching videos is the eating meditation, where you think of the interconnectedness of the food, how it's brought to you, how it's made, the delivery process, the ability to provide yourself food, the nourishment it gives your body, and the taste, the flavors, the smells, like all the things that if I'm not being present, I can totally lose sight on because I'm just stuffing my face. Like, yeah, the strong smells stick out, the strong tastes stick out, but I'm also like half my attention is somewhere else. So it's almost just like a means to an end. Like, I need to eat because I need to eat. I'm not enjoying the food. I'm not thinking of being thankful for the food. I'm not I'm not thinking of anything else. I'm hungry and I need to get this food in me because if I don't, I'll die. But I'm just so distracted all the time or not even I'm not distracted, I'm searching for a distraction because I just don't have time to just eat, or even like going in the bathroom with the phone or taking a shower with music playing. Like it's just I've come so accustomed to doing multiple things at once to the point where if I like get in the shower and forget my phone, I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's a problem. It's one thing to appreciate and doing something. It's another thing to have it. And that's the problem I have.
Yeah, so that's the whole point of this whole thing is just teaching ourselves to appreciate that. And because, you know, the problem with us addicts or, you know, any people like shopaholics or workaholics is that we like something, but then we want to abuse it. Like we want to go above and beyond of using. So instead of appreciating it and using it and appreciating it for being able to use it, we just kind of overdo it. So it's the same thing with social media and stuff. Like it's not, it wasn't meant to be something that we're constantly escaping to. We're constantly distracting ourselves with. It's just something to appreciate. So it's
Right.
not something that's like horrible. It's not something to run away from, but just learning to appreciate it for what its purpose is.
I had to let this fly out. It was bugging me like crazy.
Gross.
Yeah, totally. I've gotten to a really healthy place with social media. Like, I don't seek the approval. I don't constantly like try to post things that get likes or follows. I don't compare my life to other people's lives or my looks or anything like that. I used to really bad. Um, and I've really got a healthy algorithm going to where I only really see positive shit. I unfollowed all the heavily political things that are really one-sided, negative, or toxic. I've unfollowed a lot of the people in my life who still use, who are bitter, negative people, because I don't want to see that shit. When I do come across posts like that, I don't engage with them even to like, you know, speak a counter argument, so I don't see more of that. And I don't know, I've cleaned it up pretty nice, and I've noticed these unhealthy behaviors earlier on and just chose to get over it. So if I'm scrolling Facebook, I'm like bored and I don't do it often. And then I'm over it pretty quickly. You know what I mean? I see a lot of positive things. So like, oh, I like that. Oh, that was funny. Cool. And then I'm off to it. Now Reddit, Reddit's a different story.
Well, that is a social media. I guess I was referring to all of it, but yeah, my problem with it is that I'm constantly like scrolling through looking for something funny. I mean,
Right.
constantly. I want to laugh. I want that easy laughing thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
um but that day when I knew that I couldn't resort to it, I found other things and it was kind of cool. Like just being able to, when I know that it's not available, it's so much easier for me because I was like, well, what the hell do I do now? Oh, I got all this reading to catch up on for school. I got all this studying. I got all these things that I have time to do now that I'm choosing over, all the dumb shit I used to waste my time on. So,
Right.
read more. I've never read a technical book for as long as I have that day in my entire life. I read like 2 chapters of a book on computers, like technical things. This is the most boring thing to read. And I got through it because it was just interesting to me at that point. And then
Yeah, because you don't have that dopamine like device sitting right next to you wanting to be like, oh, I this is boring, I need to be sparked. Here's my option to be sparked. You're like, this is boring, I need to be sparked. Ain't nothing around to spark me. Well, I'll read this book.
yeah, and then after I got off work, I was like, okay, what now? And then I just started like just thinking about things I never thought before. Like I thought about I actually wanted to call and talk to my mom, which I never really go out of my way. I just do it when I feel like it's time. Um and then I wanted to talk to my stepdad, and I just started saying all these, just had all these nice thoughts, nice feelings in me that I just wanted to express to them. It was really cool. And then you, instead of playing your video game, you went to the.
Oh, let me tell my
Oh,
day.
sorry.
Let me tell my day.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. So yeah, no, for me, I work with someone who likes to be a little social, and I find myself challenged to want to be extra social because I'm already so used to doing my own thing, zoning out. I'm quick to get back to what I'm doing, or I'm more fulfilled by my own distractions. And without having that phone all day, I noticed myself being a little more engaged in socializing at work, being a little more open to a longer conversation at work than I would be normally because my attention span was so low and I'm just not engaged by talking like that. And after being deprived of, all the other little distractions, I had more mental capacity to say, oh, we're talking for a few minutes. Well, like, what else is going on? And I found myself a lot more present and a lot less, not annoyed, but like put, I don't want to say put off either, but I found myself wanting to leave less, if that makes sense. And I usually find myself wanting to leave. Like, if we're not talking deep, if we're just kind of shooting the shit, you don't got long with me normally. And I just get bored quick and I want to get back to doing me. And I found myself just not really rushing to do that. But then yeah, like after work, I normally go home, I decompress, I play my game, yes. And Monday's usually my day where, it's just after the weekend when I have my daughter. It's my day to go home and just I don't have a lot to do. So that's my day where I can just chill. And it's also the day where there's a meeting about a half hour away that my old recovery coach always invites me to. And I never go because I'm like, oh, this is my day. This is one of the only days I got to myself. To me, that means playing my game, relaxing, kicking my feet up, and really just not doing shit that night, which I need every now and then. And she's just like, hey, you want to come to this meeting? Her husband was doing an open talk. I'm really close with both of them. I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? And it's a half hour away right after work. I'm not getting home till like 9, 10 o'clock now. Fuck yeah, let's do it. And normally, no. Like, I'm like, oh, I had a preset plan to go plug into my digital world. It's a long drive. I'm not going to get home till then. This is my night. All that always goes into play, and I never go. Because I've already got a set agenda, and it involves me and some form of digital distraction. I don't even, this is a dopamine detox thing, but for me, this was so much more of a distraction thing. And maybe it is a dopamine thing because obviously my distractions provide me some type of spark. Yeah. Yeah. And I had a great night. I'm so glad I went. I got to see someone who I've known for many years and who I've been close with recently get their 90-day tea tag. I didn't even know they were there. It was amazing. I'm so glad I went.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Like, I don't know. For me, it's both. I think distraction comes with dopamine for me. I mean, anything that
Yeah.
distracts me from myself and my thoughts, that's a dopamine release to me. Like, anything that could distract me has to have that amount in it. So
True.
it's just something that would take me out. I can't say the same thing about music, but I will definitely say the same thing about scrolling through any type of social media app, because that is such a quick and easy thing to just go into, kind of like, using. It's so quick and easy because instant gratification, like, it's right there. But anything
Mm-hmm.
else that requires a little bit of effort or just being more in touch with my thoughts and my feelings and stuff, nah, that does not sound pleasant. So I'm very thankful for that day. It has opened my eyes. And so, yeah, I kind of had an outburst today but that's because I just
Okay.
kind of deprived myself from it. But I guess what the takeaway from this whole thing is just I just have to find that balance. So when I catch
Right.
myself like running to it, like I need to differentiate. Am I running to this, or am I just, it's just one of those things like I really want to look at funny memes right now, and that's okay. But if I'm constantly, because I know like during when I'm at work, it's not always super busy and I have downtime, and I'm constantly just like going straight into scrolling, and I hate myself for it. I'm just like, man, I could be doing something right now, very productive. And I'm so big on productivity. Like, I am so big. Like, I have to have a purpose in everything I do. And that is something that is so much stronger than me, because I know in the moment what I'm doing is not what I want to be doing. And something overtakes me. And it just starts moving my thumb up and down. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just catch myself like, what
Right.
the fuck is this?
And it's so crazy. Like I'll find myself where I'm working, and I kind of need and deserve a little scroll break, So I'll open up Reddit and I'll just be like, I need just a break. I need to just zone for a little bit. And it feels good for a minute. And it's not just that it feels good because I'm scrolling. It feels good that I'm allowing myself a mental break. I'm allowing myself a distraction, a stepping away from my work so I'm not getting burnt. But there's such a fine line for me where it goes from like, I'm going to scroll for a few minutes, like let's say 15 minutes, where I find myself scrolling like on and off for the next like 2 hours, where I should be doing other things. There may not be a whole lot of things that are like scheduled or time sensitive to be done, but there are definitely other things I could be doing to do my job better. And then I'm just like, 5 minutes is good, then 10 minutes is all right. And then by the 15-minute, I'm in scroll mode. Like I'm in chill mode. And it's so hard to get out of it. And then it's not as fulfilling. The reward isn't hitting me quite as much. I'm just in zone mode and I'm just stuck in it. And then I try to go back to my job and then I'm just like,
Yeah.
my energy's gone, my focus is gone. It sucks. And it's like, yes, that balance and yeah. This was a good wake up call because I notice these things all the time, but I'm so used to doing them. There's such a habit that taking this little break, and it was just a 1 day break from three major parts of it, was enough to be profound enough to be like, there's something here. So I kind of want to do it
Me
again.
too.
I want to make changes in general in my habits. But I kind of want to do a week. Like I want to flat out be like, you know what? Maybe not music, maybe not everything, but like no scrolling, no YouTube, minimal music for like a week and just see what that
No.
does. Because when I was in rehab, I didn't get my phone for 3 weeks. It was so hard at the time. In the beginning, I was like, how am I going to survive? There were things being updated that I wanted to know about, like battle events and announcements, and I was really hyped and I really felt like I was missing out on something. There was just so much stuff in this digital world of mine that I was missing out on. By that third week, I didn't even care. Like by the second week, I didn't care. It was I was connected with the things around me. I socialized with people around me. I I found things to do here and now instead of just plugging in to there, you know? I said, I said, fuck, I think we lost the connection. We lost the connection with our spirit. We lost the connection with our soul. Are you there?
What are you talking about? It says host
Yo,
connected.
no, I was like, you know what I mean? Nothing. I'm like, do you know? Nothing. I swear I thought you got connected, so I'm just like, we lost connection with our spirit.
No.
We lost connection.
No, I was
to
just
our
like, I
soul.
had it set in my mind what I was gonna say, so I was just like going for it, and I was just could not hear anything but myself. Like, I am the only person in this world right now.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You were talking just now? I didn't hear any of it. I was just
What?
like, it was just dead ass quiet.
Dude, I
like,
just kept going on and on and on, like just now. What the fuck happened?
I was talking. Were
No,
you
I
talking while
I started talking after you were done, after you said, you know, and then I'm like, yeah, I do know, and then I just went on my thing. That's
I didn't hear
crazy.
any of it. Did you hear me continue to say,
Oh,
do
I
you
think
know?
because my birth
And then
control
start
alarm just
saying
went
that.
off at 10 o'clock and that just messed with the sound or something. I am about to
You better
take it.
that.
It's 10 o'clock though.
You better
Can we
take
keep
that.
going or what's going on?
Do you have more to say about it?
Well, I just said a bunch of shit, but now
Well, you know what?
okay.
This is good for now. How about we hit you? How about we hit you guys with
Yeah,
a part
when we
2?
do a whole week.
Oh God. So it's going to be a minute because I'm not ready just yet.
I'm not ready yet.
We'll continue to update about the detox changes and shit. Do you want to say something to have the last word? Because I'm leaving all this
I'm
hot
good.
mess at the end.
I like hot mess.